Today I'm doing an update review on an inexpensive banger. This fragrance from the house of Zara is worth its money and some. This is an update review of Café et Cèdre from the house of Zara. You ain't gonna want to miss this one. I'm telling you, this is a decent fragrance. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne and thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to all my subscribers, and if you're new here and you do enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing, and if you do press the subscribe button, hit the bell because it will notify you when I drop a review next time. That is right. Today I'm here to talk about Café et Cèdre. That's the way that I'm pronouncing it. It's part of their new woods collection. Now, they brought out 3 in their new tobacco collection, and there's 3 in the new woods collection. And this is W003, and the notes are on the box. And then I'll show you the bottle. Look how much I've used of this juice. I've had this 9 or 10 days maybe. Look at the dent that I've put in that bottle. And it ain't because it's a weak fragrance. Even when I've been wearing other fragrances, I've been wanting to wear this one. So every now and again, I've been walking past the cabinet, picking it up and just spraying it in the air or spraying it on the back of my hand because I love the way this smells. Straight away, I'm going to tell you that this is worth the pickup. It's £18 for 100 ml of juice. And the opening of this, the whole fragrance smells great, but the opening, we'll get to it. Let me just read you the notes quickly. Right. Got to find them. You've got coffee, black pepper and bergamot up top. In the mid is orris, incense and clary sage. In the base is palo santo, tonka bean, cashmeran and ambery woods. Now, how does this open up? It does open up fresh, very sweet. The bergamot here comes across more like a candied bergamot, like a sweet. It doesn't really come across citrusy how bergamot normally comes across. Obviously, bergamot brings freshness into a fragrance. It brings a citrusy quality. Here it brings in a bit of freshness, but like I say, it's more like a bergamot sweet. That is how it comes across. With this, it's woodsy and plus a little bit powdery. That orris, after a minute or so, it becomes present, but very lightly. Now, as this starts drying down, the clary sage comes in, but the clary sage is always lurking in the back. It does bring in a fresh bit of spice, plus it gives this a very light aromatic edge, and I mean very light because it's sitting in the back and it's not too present. The aromatic or that aromatic quality that it gives off, it's just light. The more this dries down, the more the woods amp up. Now, there is no coffee in this fragrance to my nose. I do not get a roasted coffee. I do not get a creamy coffee. I don't get nothing. When it comes to that coffee note, nada. I cannot pick it up. Maybe it's my nose. Maybe it's how the fragrance is working on my skin that it just ain't bringing out that coffee note. But I cannot detect no coffee. As it settles a little bit more now, the Palo Santo and the orris work together, and I think it does turn this fragrance ever so slightly creamy. And then when that happens, sort of, I would say in the mid, that is when the incense comes through. And again, it's like the clary sage. It is sitting in the back and it gives off a very light incensey touch. Not really smoky, just a little bit of incense. And again, it's sitting way in the back. As it dries down, that clary sage disappears, and then when it's sitting in its base, it does turn a little bit musky, woodsy, still sweet. That amber or the amber wood and the tonka bean in this carry that sweetness all the way through the fragrance, because this starts out sweet. It ain't sickly sweet, but it's got a nice dose of sweetness to it. So it starts out sweet, and that tonka bean and that amber wood, it just draws that sweetness all the way through the fragrance into the mid. And then it's still sweet, it's still sweet when it's sitting in the base with musk, with woods. I don't really get anything balsamic from this. That powdery quality does turn up a little bit as the fragrance does dry down, but when it's sitting in the base, I don't really get a lot of powder from this. I get more of a creamy quality, and that is how it sits on my skin. There's one thing that I failed to mention. In the late dry down, like I'd say after a couple of hours, this does have a little bit of an earthy quality, very lightly, but there is an earthiness to this fragrance. You still got the sweetness, you still get the woods and the musk, but this definitely has a little bit of an earthy quality to it late in the dry down. And it's not off-putting, it's very lightly. Like the clary sage sitting way in the back. That is how that earthy facet that I get, that is how that sits way in the back. But I do pick one up. This is a great pickup. If you're on a budget and you want something that smells good, this will do you justice. I'm telling you now, £18. Right. To me, this is unisex, leaning a little bit masculine. There is nothing that screams masculinity here, but it's definitely not on the feminine side. So definitely for men, but I think women could pull this fragrance off easy. Now, the longevity, I've been doing 6 to 8 sprays. I get an hour to an hour and a half of moderate projection, like a good cup of the feet, leave a little scent trail, and then obviously as the hours go by the 3.5, 4 hour mark, it is a skin scent, and then it stays a skin scent for another 2 to 3 hours. I put it on for bed one night. I think I had about 7 hours sleep. I woke up and I could still faintly smell it on my skin, and I mean very faintly. So it's not a beast mode fragrance, but it ain't a slouch, excuse me. It's a moderate. Longevity and projection, it's moderate. Where can you wear this? Anywhere. You could wear this to the gym. You could wear this chilling around the house. You could wear this to the office. You can wear it wherever. Like, even on a date night, you can rock this fragrance. It, to me, it is a very versatile scent, and it's not your average versatile fragrance, because normally versatile fragrances, they can come across woodsy, they can come across fresh, citrusy, fougere-ish, all them types of fragrances. But because of that candied bergamot that this fragrance has, with the tonka and the amber wood, it gives this fragrance a little something extra. And the quality of the juice, I always say it, or lately when I've been testing these Zara fragrances out, if you were blindfolded and you smelt this, you would think it was a high-end designer fragrance. Like, that is the quality of the juice. It is really good, and you cannot go wrong with this fragrance. It's not overly powdery, it's a little bit creamy, it has a nice dose of sweetness to it, it's woodsy, a little bit musky, a touch aromatic. It's a solid fragrance. But anyway, that is my full review of Café et Cèdre. That's how I pronounce it. C-E-D-R-E. Cèdre. Potato, potato. Right, ladies and gents, let me know if you've tried this. Let me know which ones you have tried out of the new tobacco and woods collection. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for the support, and remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. And I will definitely see you lot on the next one. Cheers.